Welcome to the most heretical stream on the internet. I give you Wooly1169.
Hello everyone, welcome to the stream and welcome back for Factorio Tiberian Sprawl. Last time we were here, we were attempting to make the base work the way that we have it laid out, the way that we have it configured and things. It's just not working. We're going to have to do some outposting of the Tiberium conversion, I guess, for lack of a better word, into ores, into usable ores, the refinement, or the whatever you want to call it. So we're going to have to go and find some place to set that up. And then from there, probably smelt it to plates on site, because those will never go anywhere. So I don't think there's a problem with smelting them to plates, and then just bring the plates into the base. And then once we have that figured out and straightened out and started working, then we can start deactivating what we have coming into the base as far as Tiberium, and only if we absolutely need the Tiberium in the base for some reason. So I think we should come up with, or work on tonight, some designs for how we want to build these outposts. I say these because I think we're going to want more than one of the ones making the mixed ores, and then obviously at least one of each for the ones making the single ores, so that we can make sure that we have all the things together. So let's switch into the game and do some planning, do some figuring things out. So we'll base the design off of this design here. There's a few things that I want to do to improve it. First of all, I want to break it apart. I think I want to make the each stage kind of a separate area, and then also, of course, the processing stage and the steam stage also kind of a separate area. I also, if we're going to output plates, that's fine. We'll just need to also do smelting on site. Well, should I do smelting on site? Maybe I shouldn't. The reason I'm thinking is if we take this base long enough, far enough, then we're going to eventually want to do beaconed and moduled setups of electric furnaces, and at that point we'll have to redo the smelting part. So it might not be wise to do the smelting on site. Maybe we don't then. Maybe we just output these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. Obviously the 4 ores plus crude. We'll also need to output, we'll also need to send the overflow from this into an overflow processor of some kind, and then we'll want to ship the ore to the smelting stack. That's what I'm thinking of, yeah. And then we can outpost ore smelting into plates later down the road. And then we need to take the overflow of all 5 of these items, rather, to the after processors of these things here, and an array like this for the crude, so that we can have the substrates being made, so those can be shipped out as well to these factories making the dedicated ores. So we're looking at 2 items in, Tiberium and solid fuel, or whatever kind of fuel. It doesn't have to be solid. I think it's probably useful to be solid, just because then we have more density. It could be, we could use the coal from this to power these, for example, but I think shipping in the solid fuel, it's more efficient, way more efficient from a Tiberium perspective to make solid fuel rather than coal. But also it's way more efficient as far as megajoules per train being transported in. At that point, we should probably also consider switching the trains over to be solid fuel rather than Tiberium, because at that point, at that point we might as well. So there's that. So I think we'll separate this necessarily from this component. This could be part of this component, I think, still, because, and the reason I'm saying that is because there's another way of getting molten Tiberium. Go to the item. Oh, it's under fluids, right, of course. And that is pumping it directly out of the nodes. Depending on the process is good, eventually we want to spike the node. Yep, that's where I'm going. That's what I'm going for right now. The Tiberium spikes there. We can use that, and yeah, the spike, which will give us the molten Tiberium directly instead of using the ore, and then these components here can be removed from the build, and we can just pipe in the molten directly then to this. At least in theory, we'll see how that plays out, or a little bit of both. And in fact, we could even do something like we have here, where we take the molten first, and then after we've used up all the molten, then we can take the then we can make it out of whatever ore-based Tiberium. So we can think about that. We'll need to bring a little bit of liquid Tiberium back here to base, or we make a little bit locally here still from the Tiberium we bring in. Maybe we still have at least one train station here bringing Tiberium in, because we will need to process, process this still. Assuming that this is the last stage for these data cards, which I think it is. Let's go to one of them. Let's see. Yes, all three of the Tiberium fluids, but this is the last stage. So we'll want to bring in the Tiberium for that as well. The liquid. So either we have to bring it in or we have to make it locally. Either way. Did Pacifist remove the Tiberium seed rocket? I don't think so. It just renames it. I may not have it yet, but it shouldn't have. We have... you know what it looks like? It might even still be called something like it. It's these down here. Yeah, seed rockets down here. Yep. So we still have those. He looks at, so what Derpumu does with Pacifist, he's got some automated outputs that he can generate when the, he's telling me how this worked, but I'm going to have a hard time remembering exactly. But he has some automated outputs he can look at when he's generating the mod, or when he's testing a mod, that outputs anything that Pacifist would remove, like a debug mode, basically. And he can test it. He can do that and then look through the things that it would remove and tell it yes or no to remove or don't remove each individual item. So it requires compatibility with, established compatibility with a mod, but that's really the only way to do it absolutely safely. That's a good way to make more nodes. We don't need more nodes right now. You're talking about the nodes, the actual, yeah. We still don't need any more of those, though. So, at this point, I don't want more nodes, just because we need to stabilize things first, I think. And right now, the issue with research is steel. We're barely making any purple, because we're barely making any rails, because we're not getting very much steel in here. And that's because these last two smelting columns of iron are barely working. And those are the ones that I have set to go to steel. So, yeah, they're barely working. So anyways, and the reason for that really is because we aren't processing enough of this copper here. And we really should have more of it going into there, basically. We can only process one whole belt at this stage, and this produces so much copper that we needed to process really 2 belts. I guess I could probably output another belt to this. Maybe I should. Yeah, let's hop in the car and tweak this a little bit. I think this will be fine, at least. We'll see how this plays out. But I think we can tweak it enough to make it work a little bit better, to make things work a little bit better. Let's see, down. Oh, wait, right here, Wally, right here. If I turn this here and I split it here. The processor next to the ore chest use a circuit-controlled insertion. Yeah, but I'm just gonna not worry about it for right now because we're just gonna do away with it soon. And that's what I'm gonna have to plan for, though. In the new build, the new design is something along that line. So we need to spend some time planning. So we can figure things out a little bit better. Yep, should be all right now. That'll produce a little bit more of those things and get a little bit more iron flowing down these lines here. Okay, so, well, I guess I don't need to drive yet. So we want to do, that. So I want to separate these builds. This will be more centrally maybe managed, or maybe not. We'll need it anyway, because we'll still need it for this portion, because this produces some of that stuff as well. And I want to double check a little bit of math here too, based on how much of the sludge we're producing. Make sure that we, and how much then of the extra molten we're producing, so that make sure that I have enough actual liquid production going on. So let's start with this. I'm gonna take this part like this, I think, and that'll be a module. Let's put it over here. So you're going to produce 0.2 times 6. And you produce 0.05. And I need... I think it was 16 of these. You separate sludge. You can use it for bricks and rails instead of dealing with stone. Be easier to recycle the extra back to Tiberium. Yeah, I could. And I thought about that too, and maybe this is the time to do it. It is, I think, less efficient. And I don't not want the substrates. And when I say less efficient, I mean if I look at the things you can make out of the Tiberium sludge. So we can't make stone directly out of it, so we'll have to make some stone at least, because we do need stone for crafting something. Maybe. Maybe we don't. What are we making? I should like minimize that. Am I using the stone here, or am I just using the bricks here? Maybe I'm just using the bricks here. Furnaces are also using... Oh, you're talking about the stone furnaces? Yeah, we're not going to make any more of those. So I think the only thing in the mall that's using stone is rails. So maybe. Maybe. There we go. This... So, stone is being used for bricks, but so could this. One sludge makes one brick, whereas 2 stone make 1 brick. So, this uses more stone than it uses sludge for bricks. Concrete, 5 sludge makes 10 concrete, whereas 5 stone bricks, which is 5 sludge, which is 10 stone. But I also need ore for concrete. And if I do it this way, I don't need ore. And I don't need water. So there's an advantage there for concrete. Refined concrete, 10 sludge, 2 steel. But it simplifies the recipe enough that I think that's safe to do. Landfill we don't need. Rails, I think this was a 1-to-1 thing. 2 rails is 1, 1, and 1. Is this 2 rails? 1, 1, and 1 makes... How many? Oh, right there, Wally. You have it right there in the mall. 1, 1, and 1 makes 2. Yeah, okay. So that's a wash. So really, it's only less efficient to use sludge for making bricks. Very top says 2. Did it say 2? Oh yeah, right there. Dummy. It's also right there, but that's the other recipe, so that's different. But yeah, you're right. Okay, thank you. So and then whatever these explosives are for, I don't know that we even need them. But it takes the blue Tiberium slurry anyway, so we're not there anyways. So technically using bricks for using sludge for bricks is less efficient, or is going to not use as much resource, because the recipes in these, if we look at this, the recipes are the same amount of stone versus sludge at the same level of recipe. So if we output the sludge and we use the sludge to make bricks, then we'll end up with more sludge than we specifically want, but we can turn that into more molten via this method, and then it doesn't really matter. Recipes are 1-to-1 for stone. Yes, exactly. So if stone is a problem, which it may or may not actually be, then, and I don't think it's going to be once we don't need it anymore for rail making, then I think we're okay. I think. You've got stone. It's not stone. And you've got stone. So those are the only places we're using stone is for rails. So it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to switch, I don't think, to sludge and not have to account for the stone at all anymore. We'll just have to output the stone bricks made from the sludge as well. And then we'll have to make sure we have enough of this to turn the sludge into molten, which means we'll have to make sure we have enough of this to accommodate that extra sludge. So let's go back to the math here. These are producing 2 molten times 6, and these are consuming 0.8. 2 molten times 6 is 12, divided by 0.8 is 15 of these. 15 of these for 6 of these. We're producing a total of 0.05 times 15 plus 0.2 times 6, which is 1.95. 1.95, and maybe this would be better in a... I don't know if the thing can handle this, though. You effectively turn 5 sludge into 3 molten. Well, you effectively turn 0.5 sludge into 0.3 molten. Ish. Each. Per second. So that means we need 4 of these to process that amount of sludge. But that amount of sludge then will produce 0.3 times 4, we'll call it, so 1.2 more molten, which is 1.5 more of these, which will then produce 1.5 times 0.05. And so I think about 2 to 3 is what we want extra of those, which is what we have, is 18. That's pretty good. But then if we add 3 more, well, 0.28 times 6 more, which is 1.68 more sludge into the mix. We won't have that much, but let's just say for argument's sake we do. 1.68 more sludge would mean another 4 of these per array, which means a couple more of these then per array. And we should probably be prepared for that much. So that means probably 20 of these for every 6 of these, 8 of those, and 6 of these. No, we can probably even produce a bit more. We're going 20 times 0.5, that's 10. That means that I could handle a bit more. 10 divided by 1.5 is 6.67. We're splitting the process, the extra molten can be used in other blocks. Yeah, but for what? And I don't know if I'm splitting the process entirely. It can be used for crude, but we're going to also have crude coming out of this to begin with, to the point where we may not even need this anymore. And it can be used for power? No, we need liquid for power. So no. Molten... Like, have the sludge processing and have it prioritized over the regular production. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about doing. But I might have it contained within each unit still. That way I can build this kind of modularly. I guess that's kind of what I'm thinking. Get a stamp? Exactly. That's kind of what I'm thinking, is build one of these, build the train station around it, or adjacent to it, or whatever, and then I can stamp it down until I fill up the train stations fully, and then from there, I can make a copy of that, and stamp it around the map, like, have one over here, have one over here, have one up here, kind of thing, and just feed in the Tiberium and feed out what is now going to be the 3 ores, the liquid sludge, having a block for each step. You know, substitute prioritize, but you get where I'm coming from. Yeah, I can prioritize within the block, so I'm not that bothered by it. And then also crude coming out. So we're still going to have 5 items coming out. Yeah, we're still going to have 5 items coming out. It would just be the sludge rather than the stone. But that's fine. Okay, so back to this. So I think what I'm going to do is still do the... still do this. So we'll have the Tiberium coming in. These here will make their sludge plus their... molten, and then I think we'll put these next, and we're going to do twice this many. Nope. Let's do this. We're going to tweak this a bit. Also double it. Do I want this cross-connecting? Maybe I do. Still. There and there. Maybe not this one. You get cross-connected there. You go here. This is something else. Okay, so the sludge comes in here. The molten is there. Let's take this and put it like this. It kind of fits there. If I do this right, like that, then this sludge here can connect across to there. If that's what I want. I can take that one out then. And then this molten... will connect across here with these guys after we do the prioritization thing. And we could even tweak that a little bit, because we changed the way we were handling that too. In this array, I have the output of these going into the input of that, but that pump is controlled based on a tank. We could do the same here, actually, where we take the output molten here, and instead of... connecting that... Oh, that's not right. Instead of connecting this directly in, we do this via a tank in this area. Like that, maybe? And then we can bring this down to here. This can go to here. This can go here, and a pump can go in here. And this pump can limit the... wait, I need to also cross-connect there. That's not going to work entirely then. Need a little bit more space here. Or something else. Let's do... You can stay there, maybe? But I think this needs to be back here. Just do that. No, I need more space. Need more space. Do I want... I think in that case, I will do an extra pipe segment here. Move this up. There, and here. And that way you'll connect to that. This goes up again, then. Like this. And you're connected then. You're connected here then. And you're connected here then. And that's how we process the molten. Now, the only issue is... these are also connected. Oh, that's fine. And these should be fine to be connected to, I think. I think so. Work the same way. I think so. I think that's fine. And then we can have, and I think we're going to add 2 of these, but we can have these in there next. And I need a little bit more visible space there. Yeah, we're going to go with 8, or 20 of these, rather. Overflow to go to the ore from the sludge processor so it doesn't stall. Overflow to go to the ore, the sludge processor. So it won't stall. Ugh. I didn't really want you to build all that, but it's fine. What I wanted was to be able to see over here. Let's do a little... oh, not that. Let's do a little bit more tree removal here. This, I think. Yeah. And then I want to just do the same over there. Oh, you're gummed up over there, Calidorn. There. This one here, though, can just be moved out. And this one here could be moved out as well, just for symmetry reasons. I think we'll do that. You can inject molten ore into the ore block from outside with priority. Oh, I see what you're asking, or you're saying. Yes. Oops, not that one. That should be fine. You are sludge. Oh, it doesn't connect there. Doesn't connect there anyway. Crap. Right. Here. And here again. So I think what you're saying is to be able to inject molten into here. Well, into here, really, with priority. And I think I can do that easily enough with a pump. But I think I want to pump here anyway. To bridge these two. And we need to go rescue Calendar, because he's going to freak out in a minute. Yeah. He's all gummed up now. Yeah, I didn't want you to use those things to begin with, you moron. When I spike the nodes, yeah. Alright, come over here. Actually, come over here and do this. Chillax a bit. Alright. did I manage to get rid of that? That. Okay. So then what I can do here is, for now, I can limit this pump to the contents of this storage tank. And then when we inject the molten in later, I can limit it to the contents of the free molten. No, I think I would actually inject that molten. Yeah, I would inject that molten into here directly, but I still want this pump to go as well because it's got to still process that sludge still. But I think we can inject it in here. Just fine. I think it'll be fine. Right, and then steam's got to be added in here someplace too. Maybe steam is centralized here. Injected in the tank to block the first process. The only problem with injecting into that tank is that could gum this up, and I don't want to gum this up either. So maybe the pump from the first process measures this tank and another tank using combinators, and it blocks that one. Yeah, maybe that's how it works. So this has first priority. That would have second, and then this would be third. Basically, is what we need to do. Okay, so that'll work there. You coming from there. You though need to come from down here. We could just tie it in like this though, instead of that. That would work out just fine. YouTube is killing you with ads? Oof. Yeah, it'll do that. This isn't connected. Oh, this isn't connected. This needs to be moved. I think I can move that then too. Do this. Connected there. You're connected. I think that's fine. Actually, what I could do is measure this tank and inject from that source whenever this tank is below like 10k, with this one being 5k. And then that would work out too. Yeah, that would work out too. So we could do either one. And then on the end, we need to add 2 more of these. So let me copy the 4 of them and overwrite the... No, I need 2 more, Wally, not... Right? 2 more? Yeah, I think 2 more. I think 2 more would do it. We could try this. Try this. I don't know how well this is going to work, but we could try it. We need this one. And I want to invert this. Oh, ingredient input. There we go. That. This. And I have 8 instead of 7. This should be... a horrible number. That much. 8 of those, 6 of those, 15 of those. That's the number we have. And can I add in then also a recipe for turning the sludge into molten? This one? That's only going to count for this, though. That accounts for all of it. 1.9. Looking for something else here. Not that. In here? I don't think so. It's in... Preferences. Factory default level, 2 decimals. Oh, wait, 2 decimals, 3 decimals. Yep, I'm going to do the matrix in a second. I wanted to check these numbers a little bit better, which aren't correct yet. Back to 16. Okay, that was only 6.67. That's why. Let's see. That's 19, 20 divided by 3. $19.2 is what we want here. Actually, I could have done that math in there. It gets me exactly 8, exactly 6, exactly 15, and then just about 4 of those, which is what I expected. And then if we do matrix, we should get 8, 16. Oh, it's not as many as I thought, / feared. Interesting, and it's only just more than 4 of these. Okay. We're only getting 8.26 out of it. Is that correct? I think so. That's unfortunate. Hey, Mark, welcome in. It's unfortunate that it's off by that much. But we'll just build 6 of them instead of 8, though. And we should be good with the 18 of the others. Okay, cool. It worked this time. 18 of these? Yeah, 18 of those. And we only need... Don't need these 2 here. And that should be fine. We don't need you. We don't need you. And that should be good there. So that... in thinking about this, I think that I actually want to put the steam on the end over here somewhere. Steam production, that is. Because we need to have water in this anyway, so we might as well run the water there and do the steam. We also have output wastewater here. And we have water input here, right? Okay. Maybe I don't want the steam there then. I do it here. Then I have to bring the fuel all the way across. And is this the right amount of steam production? Let's go back into here again. 247.8. I have 5 times 60, which is more, but not too much more. So we should be all right there. You can go away. You can go away. You can come in here like this. That water, this water, and this water all need to come together. Some way, somehow. Spacing just isn't quite right, which means I probably want to widen this a little bit. We could do. Let's see here. You use that much water. You produce that much water. So the water from the source then needs to be fed into a tank and maintained at a level like this. Exactly what we're doing here. It just needs to come from the source like that into there, like that, basically. And that will be fine. So we could have... Let's see, if I widen this by... Actually, not by much. Water is there. I need one more space here. Or I need it this way one more. That would do as well. This here and one of these. And then if I make this just a bit more room... Oops, that's going to be a problem. I think I need... Hush, Caledon, hush. Why? Oh, I know why. Like that. This goes back over there. This goes back over there. Is that enough room? Not yet. One more would be perfect. Right there. And this can just be one of these, like that. So then I can bring the water down here from this. It's all one big network now. And I can just have the input of the water into a tank, basically. Say, like, here. And have a water bus coming down the thing here. Sludge doesn't connect to the top now. Oh, I broke it. Yep, you're right. It's too far now. Yeah, let's just do that. Do that instead. And then... No, not a tank. A tank and a pump. In that case, I will do it like this. The pump. Need to wire these pumps up, too. Before I forget. Before I copy it all later. That's within power range there. Just not obvious. That goes here, and... no, wait, the other way around, Wally. The other way around. Can I do this? Ooh, I can. The pump goes here. And that can just maintain a level of, say, 5,000. Where water is less than 5,000. Enable. And that'll maintain the water in this network here. And that way the output of this water will get used before too long. This one here needs to be connected. And that can also be a molten... Less than 5,000. And this one... I don't think it's actually needed. But, I like it there anyway. I was thinking about whether we should turn it on or not. Or limited or not, but I don't think we need to. Set it to greater than one case, doesn't drain the recycling. Doesn't drain the recycling. Oh, this here. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Do we always have a little bit in this network? Yeah. Yep, that's not a bad idea. Enabled. Wait, greater than 1K. Yeah. Need molten for sludge to run. Yep. This runs when it's less than 5K to keep at least 5K in there. This runs only when this is greater than 1K to keep at least 1K in there. Yeah, okay, cool. That'll work. And this runs when the water is less than 5k to keep at least 5k in there. So that should be good for those 3, 4, depending on how you count them, phases. We'll need to have fuel running this way in. I should have probably just done a... what do I call it here? And this can be slow, because we don't really need a lot of... to connect that down here. We don't really need a lot of movement here on the water. I didn't need to do that then. There we go. And you guys should be good. And so then we just need to go to the end where we process at least 8.26 molten. And these guys will process 1.5, so 8.26 divided by 1.5 is 5.5, so we're still good with 6 of these. So we'll do that. Let's see, you here, like something. Probably going to turn that box. Let's see. You'll go over here like this. Could even do it right there. Yeah, could even do it right there. Because that's the molten pipe. Or the liquid pipe. That'll be good. And then we have these 3 outputting. And we have also crude coming out here. Guess that's as good a place as any. They're all interconnected. That's good. This box... let's see, this box. Batman, welcome in. This box. Well, I have 3 inputs and I have 6 outputs. No, I don't have 6 outputs anymore.
Is that all you do?
I have 5. Welcome in, Batman. Thank you for claiming first. And for the cook. How you doing, Batman? So I think we could do still a 3x4 box, but maybe I want it to be 4x4. Yeah, I think I do. I think I want it to be 4x4. Do we really want the box to be that full, though? I don't think so. Did a 3-hour stream today? I saw you were live. I was not home. Or so you had been live, I guess. 5 out, 3 in. That's 8 sides. Could actually do this a little bit differently. Maybe a row per ore? Yeah, I mean, yeah. We can't control it, limit it though, set it, so... but we're gonna send these out to overflows anyways. So it'll be fine. One, 2, 3. I'm overthinking this way too much already. I think... what big brain stuff are we working on? We're designing a blueprint here for processing Tiberium into ores. Let's see, you, and you. Then we can have... yeah, it's already too much thought put into this. Let's make it 3x3. And then I should have brought over copies of these two while we were at it. That goes in there like that. And then we can take out... actually, crazy idea time. If I put these here in the blueprint, would that work? How much can these process? 16. Eris, welcome in. 16 per second. And they should be able to handle any ore more or less evenly. 16 per second, and we're producing a lot more than that totally. 3.84 plus 3.37 plus 0.46, because you don't want to count the sludge. Oh, I didn't account for the sludge coming out of this. I forgot about that. Shit. Gotta go back to the drawing board a little bit. Use loaders that are circuit controlled or bulk inserters. Yeah, I'm thinking of using loaders. I'm just trying to decide how many of those I need. 7.67 times 6 is 46. We would need 3 of them. I'm thinking. I need to do some tweaks here, though. Crap. That's a bummer. Because I forgot that we need to account for up to 0.28 times 6 sludge coming out of these. If we're going to have... Oh, we also need to look at where those come out. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that, too. Where does that come out relative to the whole system here? Okay. So I need more room here anyway. I think I'll put the molten on the outside. So we'll move that out. Move this out. And then these go in here. I'm going to leave science alone for now. This goes over there. This goes over there. You're fine. This comes out, which still has enough room. That's good. These guys here. And maybe we cross... No, don't do it there. Let's do it up here. These come out like this and cross-connect like that. And that'll be our sludge pipe there. And then we need to measure that. And when we have too much, then we send some of it back this way to go into this system. We need to have 0.28 times 6 also being brought in. And so I think what we should try to do here, which is going to be a little bit scary, but that's fine, which is 0.28 times 6. 1.68 more of that coming into this system, which means we now need 8 of those. And we need 18 of these, which we still already have. So actually, the only thing I have to do is redo this part. Great. Let's see. I think what I should do with this, maybe, is just flip it around. Maybe. Oh, frickin' robots. Can I fit these in here now? Oh, just. The molten and the sludge on the ore side, so you can feed it back in the same pipe down the center of molten. have to connect molten here too. Or no, that's liquid. Molten and sludge on the ore side. Feed it back in the same pipe down the center of molten. Molten's over here. I was just thinking of, instead of feeding it down this pipe here, which I think you were talking about. Last stage. Oh, yeah. Okay. We could do this, though. And then we could do this. Yep, there we go. That's what we want. Good idea. Can I do that better? Probably. It works too? Yeah, it actually works better, I think. I think I like that one anyway. Can I do this down here so it looks better? I think so. Move this down by one more. Except for you. Oopsie. And I think you as well. Take this thing here, put it in there. With this, that. And take this and that out. I think that looks better. Having the crisscross pipes down here all together. So we still need 3 of these. Basically, it's up to 3 belts worth. It's actually just a little bit more than 3 yellow belts, but I'm okay with it. I also need to fix this, so let's let Caledon do some damage here. I don't want him doing, but he's going to do it anyway. Over here and take this stuff apart. Thank you. Thank you. And then we can do a belt here. Yeah, okay, that's enough. You did what I wanted. That's enough. A belt here for the fuel coming in. Which means it's going to be in the way, or that's going to be in the way, but, well, let's do it here then. Do that. I think that'll be okay. So I have a water bus here and a fuel bus here, and then the Tiberium will come in however we can get it in here. And that'll be good. That actually worked out well. I should have just left it there where I had it all along. Alright, so these. How do I want to handle these things? We could just do them side by side like this. We'd have to shift them down a bit, and then they're gonna be in the way of the crude. I could also put the crude down more and put these guys up more. I need to have, at a minimum here, that. How would that work? They can't just do a belt of each. I'd have to have a decider. I think I would need a decider combinator here. So we need to read each one. And then use that to set filters. I could do like, if iron is greater than, thought of a row would be 50 times 10, that's 500. Maybe we could go even bigger. Maybe we go 1,000. And then we can output that. Actually, we output anything, I think. Yep, could do each too. Yep, you're right. Each. And then output each. Yep, that's easier. I don't have that much ore to test with. But I could test with what I have. I don't want the stone, because we're not going to measure the stone anyway. Those there. So I could test it by just doing greater than 100. And need power. Crap, you need power. These kinds of things I usually like to test because I'm not that great at it. I don't use it enough. Ah, it's out of radar range. Just outputting one coal, and we do set filters, and the filter is set for coal. That should work, right? Because coal's the only one over 100. And then we could do, just to test it again, with 20. That'll output coal and iron, and that's our filters. So that'll work. Totally. And so it's not outputting anything. Okay. And that would be actually set on all of these, rather than just the one. And then those would go... I don't have enough room here, though. We need one more space. Those would go here. Here and here. This I want to move slightly. I think I move this too. Like that. We do all 4 of those just for fun. Don't need that many, but I like it. And then we can do power here, there, and here for these guys. And then they'll make the substrates, which we can then output down here. Well, let's do... that, just so they're in alignment. The substrates come out there. We have... one of our ores out here. One of them in there. We'll put copper up here, coming out the top. And those will just come out to the side. And then we can do coal here with the iron. And that should be fine. We'll need to take... You know what I didn't do now? This isn't going to work because we need to output this stuff first. So this pass through here doesn't work. It needs to go back this way because it needs to only go back when we have a pump amount, or we need more space here for me to put a pump in. We could do. Yeah, we could do that. Let's take you this way. Oh dear. And let's move this 2 more spaces again. Again. And then you can do this. And turn that off. And we need to have a pump here. Is no longer cross connect, so we need to put one of these in here, there instead. And then we need a tank on that. We need a tank on the crude. I think I am going to move the crude down to here, like this. But then you can go here. That. Although actually, do those even need? Those don't even need to be there. Pull the molten down one. So that I can take this out as well. Pull you down to there. A bit bigger, but that's okay. And then this will be like this. And the crude will go out this way. The sludge will go out this way, and we just need to have a tank here to measure this on. Tank somewhere. Could be here. Can't be there. So we'll just do it here. And then this is too far. We can do something like this as an intermediary. There. There. And then you will only operate when Tiberium sludge is greater than 20,000. I could even do like 24,000. But 20,000 should be fine. It'll only recycle it when we have too much. Alright, so that's basically it. The pipes, or the belts rather, will come out of here. Go to a train station set that's over here. The inputs over here would be just Tiberium and fuel. Water will be fed by however many water wells we need. And that's no longer in reach. Do that. And this. Not that one. And then I need to connect this up too. And that needs to go to there, like this. Alright, I think this is what we want. Kind of big, but it's kind of big. So, let's see. Let's take out these big poles, because I don't actually want them in here. They were just there for me to plan with. Wish electric boilers were vanilla? Yeah, that'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it? Let me copy this whole thing here. And let's save that for now. Okay, and let's shake this whole thing up now. Now let her get to work. Let's see, that goes, this goes, that goes. Get stuck? Nope, coming back. Okay, good. Clean this up too. There you go. Gravy. I think my car's over here. Yeah, it's right there. Is this may be where I want to start. This might be an okay spot, but maybe not, because it's going to require 2 separate stations, and they are going to be that far apart. This isn't a good spot to start. We come up here maybe and start? Yeah, we can start up here. We'll have to be careful, though, because that's going to eventually grow. We'll have to be careful, but I think we could just start it up here. And go from there. We could probably get some of those fences to fence that one in, but I'd rather knock it down to size first. Yeah. Let's see. Up here. Somewhere. How far apart would I want my T intersections to be? Is that far enough apart? That far enough apart. Tiberium and fuel in, 3 ores, and 2 fluids out. We need to set up a way to recycle the crude too. I forgot about that. Is that too close? I can fit a train between those 5 stations out. Yes. Yeah. 2 in, 5 out. But it won't actually be 5 stations. It'd be 5 different kinds of stations. It might be more stations than that. Or it might be less. It won't be less than 5, but I mean, it might be... Should we go to the stations that are north of that point? Oh, good point on that. Well, the stations... Yeah, the stations would be north of this. Here. And then we would have another one of these up here someplace. Wherever it actually fits. Properly. Go ahead. So I want to do this and clean up a whole crap ton of stuff. From this point... this way. And yeah, most of it's not selectable, but that's okay. Apparently don't have any signals. Or you gave up on signaling. Could be either. Yep. Gonna do that. Gonna build that output here, and then we'll do the input. Then we'll do the station, or do the factory, and then we'll do the input. Yep, it's gonna scale. Or it's gonna grow that way. You get stuck, you got stuck. All right. Keep cleaning. Almost done. A bit more. Ugh, I hate trees. Okay. So, we want a parking lot. I have one in here? I do. Input side, output side. That way? Yeah, that way. Is this a parking lot that I want? Or do I want to do something different? No, this should be fine. I want a curve here, though. And then that. Right away. We do one of these signals right in here someplace. End of what was the curve? Yeah, I'm out of rails, that's fine. And then we do a curve here. Actually, I hope this fits. I don't think it would need that much for pickup since you'll have multiple ore stations. Maybe. Yeah, I probably don't need 8 parking spots, if that's what you're saying. But, there, and then the station would start right away. This. And then we can do... So let's do a pickup station like this one. These would be the higher priority ones, I guess. So we could do this. These should have been blue inserters, though, so we'll have to fix that, but that's fine. I don't think my blueprint has the... No, it doesn't. Snapped it in there like that. Although I would like... not as much space taken up. It is awful damn big, isn't it? And I'm getting concerned, actually, about whether I can fit another station in over here well enough. Or not. But I actually like this to be a bit closer down here. Like that. Still don't want you to do that, though. Come down this way. One more. There we go. This is garbage, though, so stop copying it. And this I'm actually going to take out as well, because we're going to do solid fuel for the trains here. Can I get this smaller? Yeah. Definitely. Maybe I can devise a better parking lot for this situation. Because that's a lot of space that I don't need to waste. Hmm. Hmm. Gotta head out? Alrighty. Thanks for coming and hanging out. We're going to continue this puzzle for another... at least another 45 minutes. See where we get to. Can't have this. Can't have that. Can't have that. So if I just take these out like this, that's got to come out then too. I'm off by 1 there, but maybe I don't need this to be as long. But if we did that, and we did this, how many wagon lengths is that? That's going to be a problem. Maybe I can do this differently. Almost. Why does it go from there all the way to there? Seems not right. Is there something better I could do here? There is. There's something way better I could do here. I'm just an idiot. Take all that out. Take out this one as well. Well, actually, don't take that out, but that's fine. If I come down to here, maybe I need a little bit more room, but if I come down to here, that might be just enough for a parking lot. You would be at the bottom end of this. That. And we would have a chain signal at the top end of this. That, actually, they could be even further than that. Yeah, this should be fine. Do that. So you come here? Yes, yes. Like that. And these could actually be down here someplace. I'm not sure where without building it because I don't like that either. But these definitely could be further apart. That's a better train station, as long as it's long enough, which we can adjust the length anyway. Let's go back to the base and pick up some rails and rail signals and things, and figure this out. Okay, let's see, these. And these. Let's also get rid of some of this crap. Yeah, the wood for sure. Should have probably... I'll need to go back for it. Can I do that? Okay. And let's go back for some more rails, because I should have loaded them into my other inventory first, before I left. Down here. Down here. A few more. Should be more than enough. Actually, it's probably too many for now, but it's okay. We'll get run over by a train. All right. I did want to do an upgrade to these also. And we can take a look at these signals. This one, these ones could actually be as far up as that. So this should be fine. And the other ones can be as far down as that, probably, reasonably. Which gives me way, way more than I actually need. That'll work. Alright, let's do almost that. Not you. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. With one more of these over here someplace. And one more of these over here someplace. And I have one extra rail right there. And why are you having a meltdown? Because you don't belong there, after all. Oh, you can't go there. Okay, then you go up here. That's fine. We have plenty of room. I had to fix the top ones, too. We have plenty of room still. And this actually needs to have a chain signal here, which I did not pick up any of. I'm an idiot. Alright, this is actually fine. These are fine. That's good. Yeah, we'll get some more chain signals then, too. So that's the basic of the station. We'll just copy this part here. However many times we decide we need for however many different types of ores and things we need. The proper amount of spacing. And that should be fine. I think it might be there, it might be there. The one way to find out is to put in belts. We could do one here on the inside, like that, and then we can take this right there, and then the way to do the one on the inside is just to take it like this, and then underground this one, like that, and then it goes to 2, 3, and 4, like that. So we can do that easily enough. So, given the ratios here, how do I want to do the stations? We're producing 3.84 times 6-ish. Not exactly 6, but ish. We did the math on how many it was. How many was it? $8.915 divided by 1.5. It's 5.9. It's basically 6. Disturbingly close to 6 at most. Okay, so 3.84 times 6 is 23.04. 3.37 times 6 is 20.22. And then coal is 0.46 times 6, which is 2.76. So for whatever we do here, we'll have a long time before we need more than one coal station. But the iron and copper, we'll need them a lot sooner. We can handle, if we stick with the yellow belts, which we're going to, actually, Maybe we should go to red belts for this purpose. Which means actually then it'd be one red belt of iron and one red belt of copper. And a yellow belt of coal coming out of these things. But if we go with red belts, the train station would then probably need to have bulk loaders rather than blue, or bulk inserters rather than blue inserters. Probably. Maybe. How, nope, not you. How fast are they? 5.29 times 6 is more than 30. So that should be fine, actually, still with blue. But either way. If we did that, we would need to be, for each... fill up the copper station, which is the biggest. We would need to have 30 times 4, which is 120. 120 divided by 23.04 is 5.2 of these arrays that we have designed here. For one copper station, although maybe we don't want that many even. Maybe we just wanted 4 of these for each copper station. We also will need to have 1 red belt of Tiberium coming in for each one. So that means that 1 Tiberium station could support 4 of these. So maybe 4 is a good number to start with. That's going to be a slow crap amount of coal, but maybe that's fine. This is getting awful damn close to that patch. Oh. Okay. Crap. Well, maybe we can't do this one here then yet. And this also shouldn't be Tiberium load. This should be something else. But maybe we can't do this one just yet. This spot just yet. Let's go ahead and make final tweaks here to the station. Yeah, I think I have to put it over here. But then I've got that there. I have the same problem. Okay, well, maybe we have a change of priorities here a little bit. Oh. Oh, right. This needed to be taken out and wasn't. That needed to be taken out and wasn't. And, this gets super forced in here. Should have been super forced in there. It wasn't. All right. Let's just finish the design here. We need to have... These should be red belts, but we needed the capability of... this... plus a coal belt and 2 pipes. And then this thing can come in. It could be that close, I think. Oh, we also need a belt for those other things. I forgot about them. The substrates. So we need a belt for substrates too. Got one station. This, that. Let's go there then. I put these too close. And then we basically need this, but unload stations here instead. Let's see. Let's do this. More or less like that. And then do this. Actually, just give me all of that. Dude, where's my car? I'm gonna drive up there. And I want Caledon to not work here. That's too close for the Tiberium to run, so it needs to be this far up. Yeah, there's no way in hell this is fitting here. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the plan. Given that we have so much space here, though, I can probably add a little bit more space over here. But we basically need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8th one. God, that's huge. Okay. Can I copy that whole thing even though it's not in view? I guess I can. Will this fit here even? If I scooch it over there. I don't want it that close. It's got to go over here. Which means we'll have to do some work with removing some of that Tiberium before we can get too far ahead of ourselves here. Son of a bitch. Okay. Trees are plotting something. I just know it. Me too. Me too. I want to make sure this copied correctly over there. And we need to start the research up again so we can use some more Tiberium. Because we need to set up this, this other field here relatively soon. I didn't super force it, so I have to repaste the T, but that's okay. Yeah, this whole patch here needs to come out. And then that looks like it copied properly. And we have that. So we should be all right to set this patch up. Do I have belts and miners? I don't. 22 miners, and I probably don't have enough belt either. And apparently I don't have any repair packs either. There you go. Make some. Go through here. Grab some belts and miners. Not through there, we're not. Oh, you're turned off. That's why you're not repairing. Yeah, that's alright. And let's do some research. Braking force, sure. Space science, maybe. Oh, that's a trigger tech. Right. And then we need space science in order to do infinite stuff. So we're going to have to do that. Eventually need to get this one going too, but I'm not ready for that. Alright, we're going to have to do something for a resource sink here, I think. So I can get rid of this Tiberium. Do miners. And belts. I'll at least get us started. And this is already set up to accept that one, so we don't have to do anything fancy here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 right here. Like this. And let's do 2 wide, and we'll go down to that point. I want to try to avoid those. Oh, I forgot I had that one staggered. That's okay. Actually, they should be fine. Let's just do this way. Let's see, there. Down here a bit closer. There. 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 Actually, don't want to be a bit closer. Crap. I forgot about having a header row here. Let's take that back out again. That, not that. Use that as a plan. Actually, what I could have done... Yeah, let's just leave that actually where we had it. The way we had it would have been fine. Because I can just turn that first row. That'll be fine. This, that, and this. And then we can do some more of these here, there, and here, and here. Just in case some up there. Okay. These just need to be rotated. That. And these need to go under anyways. I can just do that. That'll be fine. Maybe one more there. Actually, they all need to do that. So, except for the last one. because these rows come together. The outer rows do. Then you can turn here. And this one here. And you can turn here. We need to figure out these nodes here in the center of the patch. You come out. You did it again. Get that. So you can go there. It should be fine. And the other one is over here. You come out. Get deselected. You get moved over. And then I also have that opening in every single one of these. It needs to get fixed. That. This. Not that it needs to get fixed, but it needs to get fixed. Wait a minute, not that one. That should do okay. I think. We have a lot of extra stuff here, though. I forgot power poles when I collected my stuff. You come out, you come out. You come out, you come out. You three there, you here. Going to. These ones here, this here. This here, that there. This here, that there. This here, that there. All of those go. This goes, that goes. This goes, this goes, this goes. All of these go. Some of these can go too. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, Caledorn, do your worst. And stop. And then do your worst again. And then stop. And then do your worst again. I want you to do these two right here, though. Nope. Okay, that's better. There's a couple missing still, but it's better. And then over here... Got him. Okay, that's all I want. One of the edges done. Because I think we're out of miners now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 belts down to 2. Ugh. Uh-huh. And then these two here. As well. And an 8 to 2 balancer is kind of an easy one. That's 8. That's 4, and that's 2. Apparently it took all my splitters. Or I just don't have any. Also going to be out of belt pretty soon. Forgot about that trick. Old Viking uses it all the time, and I never remember it until it's too late. But you can press R after moving your mouse cursor like this. Oh, that didn't work. I moved it too far. And it will turn the belt in that direction, regardless of which way R would normally rotate. It's kind of nice. And there goes my last. And Caledorn is where? Over there and probably stuck. Let's go rescue him. Probably full of trees and things. No, he's still trying to build things. Alright, well. That'll work too. I really don't think you need to do the building, though, so come with me. Kind of got carried away. Okay. We need belts, we need power poles, we need more miners. I'd love to actually tear some of these apart. Is that node gone now? Did we strip that node? No, we didn't farm that one. We farmed this one. And it is nowhere near gone. 213k left on that one. These two here have 106 and 73 respectively. Those will be gone before too long. But we need some kind of a sink. Resource sink. Just don't know what I want to sink or how I want to sink it. Purples. Miners. I guess we could set up space science. Or rather, the stuff for the rocket. And, burn some of this Tiberium that way. And then, even if we don't have enough production of anything, at least it'll be moving. And we'll be using the Tiberium. You may go. I forgot to get splitters. Dang it. You continue working. I'm going to be right back. Stick it in chests? I could. Especially like if it's science. Like we could just stick it into chests and then use it later. These. Maybe some of these. And definitely more of those. Yeah, I could just dump all the science into chests. And just stockpile it. So I really don't have anything. I mean, we could research more of the Tiberium stuff. But if I'm going to research that stuff, I want to use it. And I don't know that I'm prepared to use it yet. Either. Alright, Caledorn, where are you at? You're over there, and you're just hanging out? Come back. And you left again. Okay. Dude, where's my Caledorn? Exactly. I think he thinks he needs to continue working over there. Might be the problem. Because I would rather him, but I would rather him work here. What are you full of? All the stuff. You don't need all that stuff. Okay. And then you two go this way. I run out of bells. Oh, I made it. Just enough. Just enough. Okay. So you got yourself confused over here. I don't know why you're confusing yourself over there. But we really don't need you to build that stuff anyways. And let's take these out too. We don't need to rip those out. I would like for you to build those last few miners. That would be kind of useful. Maybe we can drive over there and you can do that. And that'll be enough. For now. Well, there's a few power poles to do here too. Oopsie. Here. Don't drive into things, Willie. There you go. Come back. Repair, please. No? Actually, that didn't need to be put there. Because that's superfluous. Power pole's good. Miners. And belts right there. There you go. Okay. It's fine. Don't really need to do those things. Come back with me then. Oh, crap, though. That right there shouldn't be there. There may be another problem down that way. Alright. This is going. We probably want to put one of these in up here. And yeah, let's go do with Jonathan's suggestion. And put the science into boxes. And that'll keep stuff sinking for a while. You're not sure why I expect a drone named Caledron to listen to me? Yeah, me neither, to be honest. We can just do this here, sort of. Yeah, we can just do this here. Let's do... Can I do with the loaders? Don't make that much science anyways. Let's do steel chests, though. Go that big and merge it. And then we can just grab... Now maybe I should go with at least blues for that. And there. And then I can also do this one. Do greens for that. Pointed. That's not green either, but that's okay. There. Oh, well, screw you then. There you go. And these can go in there. Do I really want to pick up these things? They're not really using that much material. No, let's not pick those up. Let me whitelist only blue science here. Not really picking up red either because you're too slow. All right, one of you can use red. One of you can do green. And you guys should probably also be limited to 1 purple and 1 yellow. And really then I don't need both of these. Because if we're doing that way, then we don't need to do it the other way. These are moving 3, those are moving 5. These will be slower, but that's okay, because they use less materials anyways, so they're not going to be... Stockpiling those won't do us any good anyways. So that's already drained out the purples. And the yellows won't be too far behind. Not too far behind at all. And the blues also won't be too far behind. Which is good too. Iron ducts. What's quacking in? Alright, well that'll at least sink some resources. We should probably rectify some of the steel issues, if there's still issues. Not much? Alright, cool. Not much at all, he says. Lurking as always. I appreciate lurks. Yeah, we could use either some more iron here. What's wrong with you? Oh, this is backed up. Well, shit. We made too many substrates. It might be better now. Might be better now. So we're using things again? As usual. One way to maybe rectify this is to take and basically make another one of these over here. Let's do that. And that'll at least use some more of this stuff. Holy crap. That is so full of copper. We cannot process enough of that copper. This is so full of copper. Yeah, too much copper. Alright. So if we can dwindle some of this Tiberium out of here, at least to get it beyond this rail line here, which shouldn't be too bad because it should use those first. What did I do? Delete too many power poles here? Sure enough did. Oopsie. Also didn't remove enough of this. Then we can put that rail in, we can get that station going, and we can get things in order a little bit. But this should help a bit, sinking some more of these resources. That's impressive. Oh, I screwed that up though. This should be prioritized to the left. Not that it's making that much of a difference, but yeah, no. Yeah, no. Why is that not getting... Oh, because those are coming together with the gaps. Yeah. And that's mostly iron. But it's not full, so that's not the problem there. It just needs to get used more. Probably bring that closer now, too. But I'll probably fix that up when this is gone. It's going pretty well, too. Alright, that should help matters a bit. But I think what we should do is, or I should do is, let that run a little bit off camera. Try and get this patch here dwindled a bit. It's also going to dwindle this one as well as all the other ones too, but to try and get them dwindled a bit, I may end up taking this one out too eventually, but for now it's going to stay. Try and get this patch gone. Try and get this patch gone. Keep these ones down. We're going to have to tame this one pretty soon. But yeah, try and get rid of some of what's in this patch, because this patch needs to go as quickly as reasonable. And that's the only way to do it. So, we'll see. I might not actually need this miner. It might clear out. But for now, we'll leave this here. And as soon as we can get rid of more of this Tiberium, we will. And that'll be great. Just great. We don't need copper yet, so I'm not going to bother hooking that one up. We have plenty of copper. So yeah, let's leave this here for now, and we'll come back next time. I'll have this ready to go, and we can build this next time, and then we'll get those going. We'll start delivering some ore to the main station. I think I'll just extend this, and it'll be a little crisscrossing there, but we could always do elevated rails. Deliver the ore here and probably run it into the bottom of these rather than doing what I've done up here. And we can clean that up then too at some point. But for now, yeah, we'll leave this here and we will find ourselves a raid target. And between now and the next time, which will be Tuesday, make sure you come tomorrow to Sunday Shenanigans. I don't know if it'll be Dome Keeper or something else, but you'll definitely want to come there. And also check out the YouTube. We're doing daily episodes over there. Factory Town 2 is our current game, although that might not have very many episodes left, so I'm going to be looking for another game to play. I might have an idea or two. I think I'm going to try to take a little bit of a break from automation for a few days, so I have an idea of something that I want to play. We'll see. I'm going to see how it works out. I'm going to test it out tomorrow. But I do have one or two other games that we could definitely do as well, but I think my brain needs a little bit of a break from so much automation, so I think I might do a non-automation game on YouTube for a few days. Once we get to a point with Factory Town. too. And then also stop by Discord, hang out with us, share memes, talk about games and technology, and of course play games with us on Friday nights for community game night. We've been doing a lot of Super Battle Golf, but we also do a lot of Jackbox and Goose Goose Duck. Although we haven't done Goose Goose Duck in a long time, and other games that are easy to jump into, easy to free or cheap to acquire, and just kind of easy to get into without being there every week. Way to relax on a Friday night, going into the weekend, things like that. And then also, if you are a daily games player, games like Wordle, Connections, those types of things, stop by Discord for those as well. We have channels for each one, and there's quite a few of us who play different games. I wasn't doing them for a while, but I've gotten myself back into them as well. So come and join us for that. If you are interested in those, share your scores and things. We're gonna raid Ogrimscar. He is playing Stellaris, so let's see what he's up to in Stellaris. And otherwise, thank you guys for coming. Thanks again for the chats and the redeems, and I will see you all again tomorrow for shenanigans. Have a good one. Bye for now.